Just in introduction, a few words about this presentation, because we have chosen to make this presentation today, even if this platform, this Acumos platform, is very young. So it was a little bit a bet, but we hope that you will welcome also this kind of new initiative, or very new, very young initiative. The idea is really to show that we need, as a telco, as a telecom operator, to have a unified platform for our development in artificial intelligence. If we look at different phases and stages around the history of AI, we see that we had different aspects, but one significant progress was made since the beginning of the last decade through the arrival of a new way of developing algorithms with machine learning and deep learning, where we are in a capacity of having a combination of neural networks, which is a basis for machine learning and deep learning. It's also about the evolution of hardware, with the introduction of graphics processing unit, what we call GPU, which enable to make, so it's processed for the gamers first, but it's also processed for machine learning. And the third aspect is about the fact that we are also in a capacity to manipulate, to deal with millions of what we call labeled data. So it's not only data, because data we have a lot of our capacity to deal with big data, and so capacity to have this data available. But here we are speaking about labeled data, which are data where we are able to put a meaning, and that can be used for this machine learning and deep learning algorithm. In addition, you are in Orange premises today, and we have this message from our CEO, Stéphane Richard, about the fact that he believes with the group he believes in AI, and he thinks that there is a kind of momentum. So he said we are at the decisive moment in history in terms of innovation rate and disruptive potential in all fields. So that means that for a telco, it's really something we consider very seriously. And just, I don't want to go in detail, but just to see and to an example of what as illustrative we have at the bottom part of the slide, with this kind of move to capacity to deal with a number of topics, and to have also this possibility to, for instance, in object recognition, to have a significant progress. There's an example from our Viva Technology demonstration, so in 2017. If we now look at what are the targeted domain for AI, and it's not only something that we consider as Orange, but it is widely shared with other operators. We see that it covers more or less all the domains of the operator, of the telco operator, starting with, of course, in front of our customer. The customer services and support, which are the first segment, and here we have something which is, I would say, in progress, and we are relying on the solution we have developed, especially this virtual assistant with Jingo, so I've developed together with Deutsche Telekom. So there is also this spirit of cooperation at telco level. For the marketing engagement, so this is about the capacity we have to make recommendation for our customers. So they have an offer and they change their behavior. So we see and we detect from their change of behavior that they could have something more interesting, more adapted to their needs and their habits. Then it's also about what is our core activity, of course, which is around network and cloud infrastructure. And here there is a very wide range of function we can improve with by introducing AI. These are examples, but we see that you see this symbol for 5G on the right part of the slide is really important, because what we have to consider is that the growth of networks in terms of scale, in terms of complexity, will be also extended with the arrival of 5G. Because with the 5G, it's not only a question of throughput, it's also a question of use cases, a question of ability to define for what we call slice, so to assign some services with SLAs, associated SLAs, to a type of supply of customers in a limited time frame. So it becomes very specific, what we call on-demand services. And for that needs and for that kind of application, we will need some improvement in our way to manage our network, and especially through the fact that we will speed up the services, we will speed up usages, and we will be more and more in real-time mode. And the only way to face the challenge we have with these constraints will be to introduce AI in order to have more automation and to avoid deception for our customers. Security is also another aspect, of course, and more important. Especially as we were now in the business of banking, but for all the services we have, we are looking very seriously, very cautiously at security. And once again, AI can be very useful to aid, to help. For instance, the fraud detection. If we look at the vertical application in enterprise markets, so we see that there are a lot of business line which can be addressed and improved once again by AI, and we are looking also. These are only example, but main example, but we are also looking at this kind of applications. Maybe a last, just to give you some insights about the evolution of AI. It's an extract from a report from McKinsey, which shows the fact that today, or it was in 2016, in the previous period, so there were numerous investments. We are speaking about, yes, around $40 billion of investment, but only 20% of adoption. So that means that we are not yet at the level of expected level, or we have not met yet the promise of artificial intelligence. So I think in Orange, what we want to do is really to develop something, and not to be in the buzz, in the in the trend, but just to improve for our customer through AI technology, through AI method, our services, and that, as I mentioned, at all level, all part of the, including the back office with the network, and demonstrate that we will have better services with that. Jamil, you want to?
Yeah, as we have seen that then there's a lot of investment, but unfortunately 20%. Then why there is this low level of adoption? Then here we have classified the barriers for the adoption of AI. The first one, it's a lack of unified framework for AI. The commercial deployment and solution mainly focused on speech, image processing, more internet and web player services or services for web and internet players. Then there is no critical mass in the area of AI for the telco in terms of communication networking services. And the last barrier, it's also deployment of AI. It's remained difficult for the operational team. Take into account now, if we look to the frameworks, AI framework, here a list of some most important frameworks. We have some proprietary frameworks like the Watson. We have also a lot of open source frameworks and toolkits like TensorFlow for neural networks, CNTK from Microsoft. Amazon, they have also MXNet, Facebook's PyTorch and Caffe2. But as you can see from this overview that they are fragmented and they are limited interoperability between these frameworks. There is some progress on this interoperability. We have now what we call high-level libraries like Keras, which is a high-level library for TensorFlow CNTK. Gluon also, it's kind of high-level library for CNTK and MXNet. Now in terms of interoperability at the model level, recently there is a new standards published by Kronos organization called NNEF, Neural Network Exchange Format, and permit, if we adopt this framework, to interchange neural network framework between different toolkits. The second one also, it's announced by three main players, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft. It's called the ONX for Open Neural Network Exchange. There is some progress in terms of interoperability, but still solutions are in silos and limited in terms of the interoperability. Now, in order to position telco in this domain, then we created an open source project called Acumos AI. It's under the Linux Foundation and what we call the LF Deep Learning Fund. That's a group of projects. At the moment, there is only Acumos. The Acumos, it was not it's not a development of a completely new solution. It was already the core of the solution developed between AT&T and Tech Mahindra during the last 2 or 3 years. And that's what the AT&T decided to open source this solution under the Linux Foundation to answer the barriers presented before. Then Acumos, it's offer a kind of harmonization across the different AI tools and technology. It's offer also a complete solution to design services, to chain models. Also, it's offer a way to share the designed model and solution within a marketplace. And at the end, an easy way to deploy a model designed in this platform, mainly thanks to the microservices concept. Orange is a founding member with AT&T, Tech Mahindra, and also other company. They have joined this initiative like Nokia, Red Hat, Baidu ZTE, Tencent, and Huawei. now concerning the simple journey for the Acumos AI, then Acumos proposed now an integration of 5 libraries and toolkits: H2O, rCloud, scikit-learn, TensorFlow, and Java machine learning libraries. Then these libraries are already integrated in Acumos, and the first step, it's what we call modular. It's to select the right algorithm and to onboard this algorithm in the platform. During this onboarding, we create the microservices of this model. We package it in a Docker image or a Docker, and we put it also in the repository. Then this is the onboarding phase. We also create a format for this model using Tosca language. Tosca, it's a language developed by Oasis and used for SaaS orchestration services. Then here we use Tosca to simplify the composition of the model in the design studio. And the first part, we onboard the model. The second one, second role is the analyst, and the analyst, you want to create the AI application. Then there is a design studio in order to compose different model onboarded on the platform. Sure, then during the onboarding or design, I can decide to train my model. If it's trained, then it's okay. If I want to train for specific data, then I have possibility to train before to publish to the marketplace. The marketplace, it's a database in which we store all the model or the solution, and then it's exposed to any users through the platform, and then the user can select the model or a solution, and then can deploy it in a simple way and on a running platform. Positioning Acumos, and we have now 5 libraries, but maybe we can also include additional libraries like Spark or other. As I said, that we are able to create this Acumos AI marketplace by a composition of models and solution. Also, we can train this model or solution on a runtime and cloud infrastructure. Then we have possibility to export the model or solution on a OpenStack or Amazon or Microsoft Azure cloud. Then when it's trained, then we can put it again in the catalog, and at the end we can deploy it on a operational runtime a cloud infrastructure. Also, one advantage of the platform, it's what we call federation. It means then, for example, this is an instance for the Orange Acumos. Then I can federate this with Nokia or another affiliate, or Orange Bank or AT&T. High-level architecture, we have here the 5 models and the onboarding, design studio, portal, validation in order to validate or the security or the policy aspect, and an entity, a model dedicated to operate and administrate the platform. Ensure the APIs to onboard libraries or to deploy on the cloud infrastructure. Last slide here, and the screenshot. I presented a complete demo during the meetup. Then there a screenshot of the portal. Then we have the marketplace, the model, and the screenshot. It's mainly on the design studio. Then here we have some models. And I decided here to change 3 model, face detection, apply privacy filter, and then to have some classification on the output. Now this is a kind of change that I called a solution that I can publish to be ready to be used by any operational team. Then as I said, that the Acumos, there is already a first solution developed by AT&T Tech Mahindra. We call beta release that's available. You can download it and test it. And now we started the community since March 2018, and we decided to publish the first release by November 2016. Then if you are interested, join us. Then you can go to the wiki or the website. Thank you.